Welcome back. It's the Tony and Tim show. I'm Tony.
And I'm Tim.
Thank you for joining us once again after that scintillating week of action, interesting Champions League games that were played there, big results, especially for Cristiano Ronaldo that came back to Old Trafford to haunt his former side. Manchester United losing to Juventus there through a Dybala goal. Across the Champions League, we had big results. And of course in the Europa League as well, very interesting games. But we turn our focus on the matches that will be played over the weekend.
Yep.
Huge games coming up. But we wrap things up on Monday with the biggest of them all. Chelsea, Manchester City, who are the table toppers, 23 points, will be traveling to Tottenham Hotspur, Wembley Stadium, 5th. Tottenham currently 21 points. They'll be hosting a scintillating City side. They don't seem to get anything wrong this season.
Yeah, Tony, they've picked up from last season, this Man City side. But when you look at the positions, Man City is, of course, leading the table in the first position. Tottenham is on 5th. But should Tottenham try to win this game, then they go above Man City. That is the beauty of the Premier League and the beauty of this game,
From
Tony.
5th to 1st.
Yeah, from 5th to 1st, if other results go their way. But when you look at the performance of Tottenham in the Champions League, I think they're lacking an edge where they're able to see off games. They're so rushy. We saw the keeper getting a red card there. So I think it's a game that if all goes well, Man City should be able to boss it.
Very interesting. Of course, we know that in the Champions League, these two sides were in action. Spurs drawing that game with PSV Eindhoven 2-2, while City kept up with their brilliant form this season, winning that game against Shakhtar Donetsk 3-0. Very interesting. So then, if you look at both sides, Spurs, we've talked about how they've struggled early in the season. They're scoring very few goals compared to everyone around them. They have a positive 9-goal difference, which shows you that they still lack a bit in that scoring department. Harry Kane, who is their only number 9, we've not seen anyone replacing him in that place. I would have thought that maybe the coach would be trying him in Son in that position in a couple of games, because Harry Kane seems to be burning out.
Yeah, Tony, he seems to be burning out. But you look at old school strikers, they used to play this number of games without substitution. So I thought without complaint. So I thought maybe you should be able to see them through. The only challenge, Tony, we've seen in the papers already, Pep Guardiola and De Bruyne are complaining that the game is being played 24 hours after an NFL game there. So they think the stadium will not be, the turf will not be in proper condition to have such a game. But what to do, they have to play.
Very interesting. But we know that City have started the season, like you said, scintillating fashion. They're scoring a lot of goals. They're the highest scorers in the league with a positive 23-goal difference. That shows you how good they've been. And we know how deep their squad is. They have Aguero to call upon. They have Gabriel Jesus. They have everyone around the midfielders, the Bernardo Silva, David Silva, everyone chipping in with goals. For Tottenham, though, I think they still have a bit of a problem with the supporting cast. We've talked about Eric Lamela bouncing back and scoring a couple of goals. Lucas Moura seems to be burning out at a critical time because they need to keep up pace with the top 4 teams in this particular season. They don't want to play this season in the Champions League and then miss out the next season, which will be their first full season, hopefully, in their new stadium. So it's very interesting. They must keep up the pace. But if you look at the results that have gone from 2017, Spurs have only picked up 1 point from Manchester City. So that shows you that Manchester City has been the more dominant force there. But any win for Spurs in this one, of course, will cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah, Tony, it changes the entire top 5 format of the Premier League table. The good news, Tony, for Tottenham is Eriksen is back, Tony. We saw him last night. He tried to pick up passes. He had an assist for Harry Kane's goal. So it's one of the players you look into. And I wanted to go back to the point where you said Eric Lamela seems to be helping them score goals, and Lucas Moura has gone off the patch. Unlike Tottenham, City, for them, the players behind the striker all come up with goals at the same time. For Tottenham, one player goes off form and then the other comes on form. That does not help their cause, Tony, no.
It doesn't help. Of course, Mauricio Pochettino will be hoping that his side can kick out any of those problems that we saw in the Champions League. Spurs looking a bit lethargic at the back. Hugo Lloris came back into the side. He hasn't shown how good he can be on his day. So we will be expecting every Spurs player in that particular game to turn up on the day Harry Kane was gone almost missing in a couple of last fixtures there. He needs to get his scoring boots for this one. It's going to be a very, very feisty clash. I've gone for 2-1 City win.
I've also gone for 2-1 City.
Very interesting. That game is on Monday night, 10 p.m. So don't miss it. We'll be right back after the break with the rest of the game.